Hello everyone, we've got a few quads out here that need to find a new home, and to go over the giveaway sort of details. To get involved in the giveaway, you don't have to be subscribed or anything like that. It's probably a good idea though. Subscribe button should be just down over here in the corner, so clicking that is a good idea, but not required. What is required to get involved in the giveaway is the link in the video description that goes to a form. Some basic questions there, and the veterans out there that might not be wanting to be involved in getting one of these quads because your fleet is full and you don't want to take away from someone else, I'll put in the form an option to be included in the giveaway or not. That way I can get some input from everyone who might be watching the video, even if you don't want one of these quads. So I ship these quads once, and I pay up to $35 to get them to you. I say once because every once in a while one comes back to me, and it takes months and months before they come back, like 6 months sometimes before they come back to me, and I just don't know why they get rejected. It could be that the country that has been shipped to just won't accept drones. So even though I put toy helicopter or toy on the paperwork that's required for international shipments, and I put a really low value to avoid any additional taxes that you might have. I think I put $10 on it. Some people have asked me to, disassemble the quad. No, I won't. I apologize, but that's not something I'm going to get into. There is no swapping, so you can't ask for a quad. If you message me asking to buy something, I don't sell these things either. That's why I give them away. Selling this stuff that comes to me for free from manufacturers for review, selling that just feels icky and wrong. They've all been crashed at least once, so I wouldn't ask anybody to pay for these because I have no assurances, one, that it will make it to you, and two, that you'll be able to fly it at least for some portion of your time with it, so that you can actually enjoy it. And then there's always the possibility that someone isn't happy, so they buy one from me at some terrible discounted price, and then they crash it in water or something and it doesn't fly anymore. Well, then they come back to me and say, I want my $35 back or something like that because it's dead already. You ship me a quad that doesn't work or something like that. All the possible scenarios that goes into accepting money for something and then shipping something to someone else. That's why I don't sell those, and it's icky too, because again, these were sent to me for review for free from the manufacturer. So get involved in the giveaway. Even our veterans that don't want to receive one of these quads for free, I have just a couple quick questions. You should be able to just pop them off the top of your head. It's not some treasure hunt or scavenger sort of thing where I try to get you to do certain things. It's just wanting some information back from those that come to the channel. This video will run for a week, and that gives me and all those that view plenty of time to be able to see the video as well as respond to the results video that comes out. The results video is how you would get notification, as well as an email that I will send to you. So the form that you find does collect email addresses as well. That's going to be critical for our communication and to make sure all the scammers come along and try to lure you into sending them information. By the way, the scammers pretty much always use Telegram. They may use other apps this time around, and they always swipe the icon off the channel and they say that you've won. Go to the right of that and click the triple dots and report that as spam. If it doesn't say Nick Burns and Nick Burns only, that's not a comment from me, that's from the scammer. It'll have all sorts of weird characters, and it'll probably say Nick Burns in there as well, and it'll say in Telegram, contact me at this number or whatever. Anything other than just Nick Burns with that kind of oval around it, that's all a scam. Triple dots, report it as spam. I will do the same on the back end as well. Okay, so what do we got? Let's start. Let's work from biggest to smallest. Oh, by the way, in the results video, when I go through the form that collects all the information, if you're picked first, you get the first quad. If you're picked second, you get the second quad. There's no swapping. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. But first up is the Z25 from AxisFlying. This is a typical Cinewhoop. I've actually got two from AxisFlying on here. It does not look like I have a receiver. It's got a slot and a connector for your receiver right there. This one is got the link, so the DJI Vista sort of older generation of VTX, and the RunCam Wasp as the camera. So that is going to be number one. And also from AxisFlying is the C20. This particular one has WalkSnail inside of it, so a different video system. Also HD, also a Cinewhoop, and also a pusher. These, oddly enough, I did not include, well, specifically this one because it's 2-inch, I did not include in that table, if you remember. And I really didn't include that because that was an older generation of Cinewhoops. I could have, but none of these would have made it in the top 3 or 4 of that particular list because everything else in that list, for the most part, was lighter and performed better as far as not just slow cruisy flight, but also faster, more aggressive flight. So that's why it's not in that table. But number 2 is the C20 from AxisFlying with WalkSnail. Number 3 on the list is the Betafpv Meteor 75. This also has WalkSnail inside of it. This is a 1S quad. Perfectly good flyer. I just have lots of whoops. I don't necessarily need one more, so I could pass this on to others, as well as being able to share WalkSnail HD video systems with those of you that are out there. You probably need to update these WalkSnail video system VTXs, so you'll need to get those and download firmware, stuff like that. Stuff you should be aware of if you're currently flying WalkSnail. And this little guy is the Baby Shark 16 from HGLRC. At least I think it's the Baby Shark 16. That's what the box says on it. But I thought there was another one from WalkSnail that, or from HGLRC, that also said Baby Shark 16 on the packaging, but it wasn't actually called that. So, if it looks like a shark, that's number 4 on this list and the second smallest, I think. And last but not least, number 5 in your programs, but maybe number 1 in your heart, is the NewBeeDrone Acrobee 65 BLV4. First thing you need to do with this is get rid of this PH20 connector and put on an A30 or a BT20, whichever ones you use. It flies well. It's just not one of the top performing whoops in all of the classes. These generally come in, 22, 23 grams, where we're seeing sub 20 grams now in our whoops. So should be able to have plenty of good fun still with it when you change that connector out. But this is going to be the last one. Again, if you're picked first in the results video, which you should be subscribed to. Well, let me get my hand in the right spot. Subscribe to see that, to make sure you get notifications of that. I have a integer generator that I use from random.org, and I click that 5 times. It generates 5 numbers within the scope of the form or the spreadsheet output from the form, and then that selects our winner. Again, our veterans, please get involved. I'm always curious about, our participation from our veterans. I know many of you have been around as long as I have, and your fleet's full, and I appreciate that you don't want to take away the opportunity for someone who doesn't have as much as you do or is new to FPV and getting involved. But that form down below should have the option for you to be able to select yes or no on the giveaway, and then I can sort the results based upon that yes or no, and then just hide all the no's, so I can still see your data and I can still get your input on those particular questions. Again, shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes at most, like 3 or 4 minutes. I always try to make them real short. Make sure you put in your email address accurately, because that is one of the methods in which I will reach out to you. Email and the results video. Again, I pay for shipping up to $35. I use the shipping options available to me through stamps.com. If anybody wins that's international, I will need a phone number that is required per the shipping or the stamps.com website. Any international shipments needs a cell phone number. I presume that's so they can associate a name with a number, I guess. It's just always been required. If the shipping by chance, which really doesn't happen, comes in over $35, I will make contact with you about working that out. But I can't think of the last time that actually happened. And all these are pretty small and lightweight. So I always say this, but I don't think I've covered every country in the world as far as shipping stuff to from giveaways. So I don't know for certain that I've covered that. There are places that just shipments aren't going to. So that's something else to be aware of. If you're in one of those areas where you just can't receive shipments, probably ought to just enjoy the video for any sort of entertainment factor, because I'll spend the money to ship it, and then it'll just come back 6 months later, and then we'll have all those email exchanges. Now, speaking of email exchanges, I'll probably say this and again in the results video: be patient. Be patient with me. It takes time. I have a day job. I have a family. As I record this, I'm getting ready to go on a short vacation. It's only a little 5-day vacation to see some friends that moved, and as well as take advantage of the fact that the kids are out of school, so we can all get together and go do something fun. So it takes me time to do these things, and quite honestly, giveaways I think take as much, maybe more time than doing quad reviews. To get involved in the giveaway, again, there's a link in the video description that takes you to a Google form. Fill that little guy out, and then put your pants on, and then there'll be a results video. And I will also be sending emails to all the winners that the results video will be in. So keep an eye out. Hit the notification bell. Just come to the channel, checking. There should be a results video in about 7 days. It might be 8, it might be 9. Again, patience is key when it comes to dealing with me. Oh, that's a rhyme. I think I'll just leave you with that.